Welcome to a new section of my videos I'm going to start calling What Has Aleksa Done This Week? So you may remember a few episodes ago, Aleksa was being spiteful and not fixing the TNT duplication, but he ended up doing that last episode, which was very, very fun. Thank you, Aleksa. However, he is being spiteful again. I swear, for someone who volunteered to be the server admin, he certainly does not like being the server admin. I've been trying to get him to update to Tiny Takeover. I can't remember what version number it is. The new version system I don't like. I refuse to learn it. In my opinion is 1.21.12. I don't care. I don't like the new numbering system. He has been being spiteful. We're not even on the Nautilus one. What was that? What version number is that? 1.21.11, or is it the Mounts of Mayhem? We're not even on that. We don't have spears even, because he just does not like updating the server. So I've been bugging him for probably close to a month now, pretty much since the update came out, to update the server. He's finally agreed to a truce. He will update the server on 3 conditions, because, you know, this is something a reasonable server admin does. He has given me 3 stipulations to do this episode before he'll update the server. So let's just get them out of the way quickfire before we get onto the actual meat and bones of the episode. So I'll put up the list of what he wants me to do. He wants me to collect 500 dandelions. He wants me to build a giant chicken, a giant chick at the shopping district, and he wants me to get the serious dedication enchantment. Now, joke's on him, I get a netherite hoe every season. I don't trust people who don't. So, here, easy, done. That's one of them done already. Then, I was bored earlier, and fun fact, I live next to a meadow biome. There's a meadow biome right over there. Dandelions are everywhere. I got 500 within about 15 minutes. Boom, done. So now we just have the chick left to build, and I've got the resources here. I designed it in about 10 minutes, and we're going to go build it quickly. So I'm thinking a good spot for it is just up on here, because, you know, I've marked out, I've already got the file down actually. It's a good spot. It's big enough for the size chicken we're going to be building. And it kind of just overlooks the river, and yeah, this will serve no purpose. I have no intent of turning this into a shop or anything. I don't know why he wants me to build this. Genuinely why. But we've got the resources, and I'm going to just build it. I don't even know if I bother with a timeline. I'm just going to place it down, jump up here, and I'm going to jump off. When I hit the ground, it's going to be there. Ready? And there. And there we go. This monstrosity is built. This is a thing. I made it angry because I thought it was funny, and its feet are massive. I started with the feet and then kind of just didn't make the rest of it to scale because it's funny that the feet are that big. I did not take this seriously at all. I designed this in like 10 minutes, so it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it gets the job done for what we needed to do to appease the almighty Aleksa of the server. So now, okay, that's the monolith. Now that row, what is like this section of the shopping district getting like realistic, like small animals? What am I going to have to do now? I'm going to have to be like capybara or something, aren't I? It's like, seriously though, like why, what is this season and me building realistic animals? I don't know why. Digging holes and building animals. That seems to be my thing this season. Also, yeah, sure, you can ride the chicken. I don't care. So yeah, we now have this angry bird. And we can actually get on with what I wanted to do. And hopefully Aleksa actually updates the server. I wouldn't put it past him not to do it, you know. This is... He plays mind games, Aleksa. Still haven't spawn-proofed the hub. Yep. At least I need to do that. But what are we going to be doing today for like the actual episode and not that weird prelude? What we are going to be doing is we are going to be building the city hall for the city, which I built the platform for last episode. I've also done a bit more work along here, kind of just between episodes. I feel like filling everything out is probably just going to be a thing I do between episodes. Just because it's not particularly interesting. But you know, I'll get to it. And yeah, here we have where we're going to build the city hall. It's not like the most massive thing, but it is going to be like the central part of the city. And this is going to be good because you'll kind of get a feel of what I mean by like the kind of grayscale noir kind of vibe we're going for, and you'll finally get what's been in my brain for the last 2 years. But I should probably start with actually getting the resources for it, because I have not done that yet, because I've been preoccupied with building a bloody chicken. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that, and then we are gonna get into a time lapse, and you will see what I mean. Wasn't that a fun time lapse? But I'm going to pivot really quickly to explain something. So between clips, I built most of this like a week ago. I've been recording in the meantime, but in that time that I've been away, I got a new PC. Yippee! I say new, but like this is pretty much the first time I've actually had like a desktop PC, because up until this point I've recorded exclusively on my school laptop. That was getting really annoying. It got to the point I genuinely couldn't have my chunk distance over like 12 and record at the same time. It was getting really annoying. But because of that, we now have big chunk distance, big chunk distance. Like literally, we go up on the roof up here, and come up here. You can see the monolith from here. I was looking before. You can literally get both the monolith and Waddle Dee Town in the same frame. How cool is that? That is so cool. I'm so happy with this. So yeah, new PC. Because of that, also the audio is going to sound different because I haven't gotten the microphone settings perfect yet. And I think the resolution's higher as well. I'm using the same monitor, but I think this is running at a higher resolution. So anyway, there's going to be slight differences between the first bit of this video and then this bit. So that I was just explaining that quickly. But yeah, apart from me rambling, we now have our city hall built, and you can kind of see, like, I'll zoom out here. You can really finally kind of visualize what I've got going with the whole noir city idea. Kind of using the stone as a base, and then I just got a hell of a lot of shading everywhere. The thing is with this, because we're going completely black and white, I can't create interest with color. I have to put that entirely into shape. So that's why we've got so many like triangles, and then you've got these little windows, and then yeah, like you can really see this is probably a lot more detail in terms of shape than I would usually put into a build, because usually I use color to cover simplicity a lot. Like I genuinely go pretty simple with my build in terms of shape. But I used color to create kind of the shading and interest behind it all. Like, perfect example is the monolith. Like, when you look at the monolith, it is an incredibly simplistic shape. I literally, what I did was I went into the Axiom and got some of the shape tools and just kind of put a few together and then extended it down to the ground. Then I used the shatter tool on it and filled it up and then hollowed it out. And then, you know, we've got the pretty simplistic shape. But then I've gone in with all this shading and then adding the pops of color with the cyan concrete, and it became a lot more interesting as a build. You know, if this was in black and white, it would be really damn boring. Same thing with here. Like, you look at this building here, our shop. This is a flat wall. This back here, this is just flat with a bit of an overhang here. Down here, also flat. But since I've used these gradients and colors, it really becomes a lot more interesting. Again, if this was in black and white, boring. But, you know, since we've got that color, we can really kind of get away with it. We can't do that with this. So that's why you can kind of see I've put a lot more effort into kind of the shape and kind of shapes of it, and how it all kind of all comes together. And I've also put a lot more kind of harsh shadows. Like, I usually would not go this dark when shading something normally, but you know, I really want it to kind of stand out, because especially if we're going all one color, there's going to be no contrast in terms of colors, you know. Like, look at the blues compared to the gray. You can clearly define where the water ends. Where something like this, you'd have a hard time kind of deciphering where something begins and ends, because it's all just one blob of color. So that's why I have deliberately put very harsh shading on it. I'm rambling, but yeah, no, this has been fermenting in my brain for 2 years. I designed this building probably about a year ago. I've had it kind of sitting there, and finally I've got it onto the canvas, and it's done. You know, we've finally got it built on the server, and you can finally all see again what's been fermenting in my brain for the last 2 years. Also worth noting, Aleksa still hasn't updated the server. I swear, if we get to next episode and he's going to make me do another challenge, I am genuinely just going to lose it. But yeah, no, so this was still on 121.10. Hopefully next episode will be on Tiny Takeover. No guarantees, none whatsoever. I'm going to annoy Aleksa after this until he does, so hopefully. But yeah, that is about going to do it for today's episode. Which begs the question, what are we going to be doing in the next episode? Because, oh boy, I have some plans. So, permitting that Aleksa updates Tiny Takeover, first of all, I want to play around with that. But in terms of what we're actually building, the first thing we're going to be building is the bridge. Now, I want to build the entrance into the city, which is going to be right here, just in this entrance here. This entrance here. The entrance doesn't exist yet. This area here, we're going to have the bridge that kind of connects, runs parallel along here, and it connects to there. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, because, you know, the bridge is going to be completely grayscale. So I don't know what I'm going to do when it reaches the land here. I don't know if I want the kind of land around it to fade to the grey, or if I just want it to suddenly just become grey when it reaches the bridge. I don't know whether I want to do the gradient and kind of terraform around here a bit. I mean, I like terraforming, so that's a bonus. But, you know, like, let me know in the comments what you think would be better. And I might read them. But yeah, no, so that's the first thing. Secondly, we are going to be building the storage system, which I promise I will be good this season. I will use it. I will keep myself organized. But we're going to do that. And what we're going to do is, I've kind of designed like some little sewerage offshoot pipes almost, and we're going to have one that's clear and you can fly into it. I didn't fly into it then because it doesn't exist yet. Because that's what we're talking about. We're building it next episode. Were you not listening? But yeah, that's going to be that, and you're going to fly into the pipe, and there's going to be like an underground cavern where the storage system is, which I've done some interesting stuff with. Because the chests themselves, there's no grayscale chests unless you want to use like grey shulker boxes, which I don't, because a storage system with just shulker boxes genuinely sounds like absolute hell with the amount of items I have. But you know, I've got some fun stuff planned, and I'm genuinely so proud of what I have designed. It looks so cool, and yeah, you'll see that next episode. But yeah, thank you for watching this one. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe and comment and all that fun stuff, and I'll see you on the next one if you choose to watch it.